Hi everyone. A couple of years ago I made a video about homelessness in Northamptonshire after noticing an industrial unit that has been empty for more than a decade. 2 years later that industrial unit is still empty, and there are many just like it, not just throughout Northamptonshire but throughout the country. Many of them are owned by pension companies who use your money to invest in these industrial units. They don't care whether they're empty or not because it's not their money. What I would like to see is pressure put on the landlords and on local authorities to force the landlords to make these units available as emergency shelters for homeless people. Things are getting worse at the moment and the number of homeless people is increasing, and I believe in this day and age nobody should be forced to sleep on the streets against their will. And I believe that if these units are made available as emergency shelters, the goodwill of the people will take care of the rest. I'm sure that the public will make available bedding, a change of clothes and food, and maybe offer their time to counsel and support these people and help them to rebuild their lives. I've recently taken over the Northampton Post, which is a local newspaper that's been around for decades, and I'm going to be taking it online and launching in a few months. Obviously it is for business reasons, but it is a platform where I can give exposure to what is actually happening. And if I need to, I'm going to begin taking to the streets with my camera to document what is happening. If you're in the Northamptonshire area and you're a videographer and you'll be happy to volunteer some of your time to help me make video documentaries of what's happening so that we can give this terrible situation more exposure and put pressure on local authorities to act and put pressure on the landlords who own these units to make them available, then I would be very, very grateful. I'm sure it's not simple, not straightforward, but together we can make it happen. I'm not looking to start another charity and just request money or anything like that at all. Actions speak louder than words, and I'd like to make it happen. And so far I'm ashamed to say that I've not been able to achieve anything, and I will not be able to achieve anything on my own. I do need people to support me in this cause, and hopefully I can set a model here that could be replicated throughout the country to end homelessness once and for all. Do you feel that more should be done to help the homeless? I appreciate that this video is more of a personal nature, but if you could spare a few minutes to hear out a sentimental old git, I would very much appreciate it. I'm stood in front of a unit that's over 5,000 square feet. This industrial unit has been empty for years. In Northampton alone, there are tens of thousands of square feet of empty industrial space. There are certain units that have been vacant for as long as 10 years and nothing is done with them. It may seem very simplistic, but to me, the very thought that there is empty space in every town throughout the country and yet people are forced to sleep on the streets is something that does not rest easy with me. I have tried on many occasions contacting the landlords of these units to see if they would be prepared to allow them to be used as temporary emergency accommodation for the homeless. I've not had much luck. It may be a tall order and I may be being idealistic here, but I feel that these units could be used as temporary accommodation, especially in the current climate when more and more people may be struggling with their rent or may be struggling emotionally or psychologically and end up homeless. And I feel that in a country that is the 5th or 6th largest economy in the world, that nobody should be homeless at any time, no matter who is to blame. Some people end up homeless because of domestic issues, financial issues, or maybe they just give up. In life there are always those who can't, who won't, who don't, through no fault of their own. But those of us who can, who will, who do, have a burden of responsibility to ensure that these people never end up on the streets. As I see it, Many of these units, due to the way the tax laws work, have ended up in the hands of pension companies who have bought them with other people's money and don't really care if they sit there empty for years. If these units are made available for emergency accommodation, I have no doubt in the goodwill of the local people to contribute clothes, food, their time, effort, beds, etc. That would be no problem at all. I'm not suggesting another charity where only a fraction of what is contributed goes to those who need it. I'm more considering or proposing something that is done on a charitable basis with all the contributions going to those who need it most. I feel that anyone who needs a bed for the night, a shower, a change of home, a change of clothes, maybe some help, counselling, should have that made available to them. There is also the invisible homeless, the people who are sleeping on an endless chain of friends' sofas, rapidly running out of favours. And as many of us may be aware, due to the lockdown, there has been an increased incidence of domestic violence. The time spent locked together in a home has exacerbated the problem, and there are many people throughout the country who are living in fear, maybe in fear of their lives, but have nowhere to go. I feel that if here in Northampton we can put pressure on those who are able to make available this amount of space and actually have somewhere that anyone can turn up at any time and have a bed for the night, have a meal, have a change of clothes, I feel that this could be repeated throughout the country. And I do feel it's about time that we make the effort to try and eradicate homelessness once and for all. There are certain advantages to an industrial unit because people coming and going, the traffic would not disturb people in residential areas. If there are any problems, again, there would not be in residential areas. I appreciate that these units may not be the Ritz, but anything is better than having to sleep in a doorway in the town centre where people are feeling degraded, they are in danger and they have no hope. Maybe they could even be used as an address for the people, as a mailing address, so they could claim benefits, apply for jobs, or better themselves. I've not had much luck with this, but I'm hoping that some of you have the network, the connections, the experience, and the will to help me make this happen. If you have any suggestions whatsoever that you can put to me, please feel free to contact me directly. I'm not after championing this personally. If you feel that you can help make this happen, I'm happy to support you in any way that I can and help promote this and put pressure on those who can actually make this happen. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you in my next video.